Hi, I'm Danielle and I am founder of The Joyful Edit, and welcome to my channel. This is Project 365 and we are on day 3. So thank you for joining. So like yesterday, I kind of want to give you a bit of a summary as to how my kind of day went, what I got up to. And then the purpose of today's chat is also to kind of talk about relationships. So we will get into that a bit later, but I thought I'd have a change of scenery because the weather is amazing. How is it the hottest day when it's the 3rd of September? So we're going to embrace this and make the most of this. So you might hear some kids screaming or a dog might randomly come up to me, but that's fine. We will move, we will just embrace it. But yesterday, basically I woke up at 2:30 in the morning. And I had some really bad pain down the left hand side of my body, so I had to ring 111 and just kind of get some advice as to what essentially was going wrong. The short of it is basically I unfortunately have sciatica, which is not very fun, but it meant that between 2:30 and 4 o'clock in the morning I was up in excruciating pain. I had a bath just to try and get rid of it. Nothing worked, and then I had set my alarm for 6:30 and my mum was staying over and she was like, Danielle, you don't have to get up at 6:30, you had a really late night, so just don't worry about it. It's not gonna matter. I thought, you know what, it is gonna matter. It's gonna matter to me because I made myself this promise and this commitment, and I've said to you guys that for every day for the next 365 days I'm gonna be committed to these 10 habits, and boy am I gonna make that happen. So yes, I was very tired, but I really enjoyed my morning. I woke up at 6:30 on a Saturday, which I would not normally do, and I lit my candle and I read my book. I went to the gym. Turns out I went to the gym way too early because it wasn't open, so I ended up going to Cafe Nero. I got a shot of ginger, absolutely disgusting, but I will recommend it because apparently it's going to be good for you. Don't know why, but it's going to be amazing. It's absolutely vile. And then went for a swim and a sauna, and it was just so peaceful and so quiet because no one was there, and it was amazing. So it's you know what, yes, sometimes I'm going to be tired. I'm going to think, oh, I wish I was still in bed and sleeping and all of that, but I'm going to make sure that I really kind of savor that moment where it's just me and the rest of the world, and I just get to kind of carve that out and decide what I want to do with that time. So yeah, that was a really amazing moment. And then the second thing I wanted to talk to you about is I showed you that book that I'm currently reading at the moment called Money, and I wasn't quite feeling it, and I just couldn't get into it, and I just thought, the language is really kind of just not ready for me. I thought, do I just throw in the towel? Because I did say 50 pages. I didn't say 50 pages of the same book. So I had found a loophole. But safe to say I did not use that loophole because I reminded myself as to why I decided to have that habit every single day and my reason why. So I want to create that financial abundance and that wealth, and having that understanding about wealth, and carving out my beliefs about that and creating new beliefs. So I decided, no, keep moving forward, and believe it or not, I'm actually now enjoying the book and I'm finding really great things that I'm learning about, and that's the whole purpose. So I just want to encourage you that when things seem a bit tough or a bit just keep on going, because that's when the good stuff happens. So yeah, that was my day. It was really wonderful, and I was driving to my boyfriend's house. He lives about 4.5 hours away, so yes, quite a long way. Anyhow, so I was driving to him and I was really tired. I'd obviously had hardly any sleep, and I just kind of wanted to get in and just chill, watch a movie and stuff. And I turned up at the drive, and him and Becca just came run up at me and gave me a massive hug and were so excited and pleased to see me. And I was just oh my goodness, in that moment I felt so loved and happy and joyous, and was so grateful. And it just completely made my day, and it just kind of got me thinking about the importance of choosing your person, the person you want to spend the rest of your life with. And I have been with my partner for nearly 2 years, and he brings me so much joy and happiness and love And yeah, it just kind of got me thinking about like how we treat our partner and how we greet them, and how, you know, the things that we do that show them that we care. Because ultimately, if you want to be in a relationship and you want it to last, like, you need to put in the work and you need to put in the effort. So I know often we can look outwards and think, oh well, my partner doesn't do this or doesn't do that. What is it that we're doing? How do we make them feel? Like, what are the little things that we are doing to remind that they are really, really special to us? Because in that moment when he just ran up to me and was just so happy and gave me a kiss and squeezed me, I just felt so loved. And yeah, I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about that and just get you thinking about that, and also thinking about your love languages, because I think it's really interesting once you start uncovering that. And I didn't know this until maybe 2 years ago. I discovered it. And Dan and I, early on in our relationship, we got this book. It was like a couples adventure where you kind of scratch off and do like different date ideas. Highly recommend it. I will share with you more about that because I think everyone should do it. And one of the things was to do this like test, and it's to discover what your love language is. So looked into it, and I had an idea but wasn't really too sure. And you have five love languages. I won't go into all the nitty-gritty yet, but I will further on down the line because it's so interesting. But yeah, it was just like finding out about each other. And I think sometimes we can misunderstand each other and think, oh, you know, that person doesn't care about us, or, you know, they're just not bothered, or they're lazy, or anything like that. When actually, when you start to uncover it, that's like their love language. So they are showing you how much they love you through things that are important to them. So I was talking to Dan about this the other day, and he said that he shows like kindness and love by giving lifts. And that may seem very strange to some people, but he just will give you a lift. So if you want to go anywhere in the world, like Dan will take you. So he will literally travel like 4 or 5 hours literally just to give his sisters a lift. It's like blows my mind. Like, no one I've ever met would ever do that. So that's like his love language. I thought, oh, I don't want a lift. I have my car and I don't really want a lift, so that doesn't really work for me, which is quite funny. So and we also had a discussion like later on today where he said that, you know, you making me lunch is like really nice, but actually what's really important is the fact that you let me watch an extra 10-15 minutes of football. And I thought, oh, okay, it's like that's what's really important to me. So yeah, it's just understanding each other and what we're all about, and kind of making an effort that we're actually reaching each other through their love language and not ours, and having the time to kind of figure what that looks like. Now, what I've decided to do is kind of list kind of what I think is like some of the most important things to kind of have a really successful relationship. So one of the things that I think is making the effort. So like seeing every day as a way in which to interact and like have a positive effect on that person, show them how much you love them. And, you know, see it like you're constantly dating, like make an effort with your appearance and the things that you do and the little notes. Like think about how you used to be when you first got together, and just do just that, like literally for the rest of your lives. Like make it exciting. Then the second thing is about forgiving and learning from like the past, and not holding that against each other. And you know, if you decide to forgive one another, again, it's like moving forward and kind of learning about that. I think that's really important. And then putting yourself first. So this may seem really controversial to some, but essentially I find that a lot of people kind of start morphing into each other, and they kind of lose their identity and just become kind of one person, when you have to realise that that relationship is part of you, it's not all of you. So you have to make sure that you are doing the things that you love and you enjoy, and you're being true to yourself, because ultimately that's going to make you at your happiest and make you most fulfilled, and then therefore you can move forward together and have the best relationship. The other thing is raising your standards. So if your partner isn't treating you right, or doing things that you just think, oh my gosh, what are you doing? Tell them, like literally raise your standards and say that I'm sorry, but I am no longer going to be accepting that. Like that is not happening. That is not my vibe. This is not what I'm going to be tolerating anymore, because as soon as you tolerate it, you accept it. So I want you to have a think about the things that you are accepting that you actually aren't really happy about, and start making moves to stop that from happening, and change your attitude about it, and realize that actually you're worthy of so much more. And if that person really loves you and adores you, then they'll change that behavior because they know it affects you. And that kind of leads on to the other thing, communication. So communication is so key. And again, like right at the beginning of my relationship, Dan and I had some really important but sometimes difficult conversations, and that was so important, especially like moving forward, because we'd already kind of gotten the hard things out of the way, and obviously other things kind of come along and you have to talk about it. But you know, sometimes if you're feeling a bit low, or you're feeling like your partner's not giving you what you want, then have that conversation, because often they don't even realise, and when they realise, that's when everything changes. So speak to each other, have that conversation, as difficult as it may be. Like, it's always so much better than you could possibly imagine. And then the last thing I wanted to share with you is I started thinking about how to have a successful relationship. I thought, well, what does a successful relationship kind of look like? And it's going to be different for all of you, but for me it's about being able to feel like I can truly be myself, and I don't have to put on an act in front of my friends or my family. It's also about laughing all the time, and just having fun and not taking life so seriously, and also kind of feeling protected and safe. Like, I can still be a really independent woman, but I want to feel safe and nurtured and protected, and I think that's also really important. And I want to be supported, so I'm like, want to do great things, I want to help people, I've got all these great ideas, and the fact that I've got a man behind me that's like happy to support me and share these crazy ideas that sometimes I have is like such a blessing, and I'm so grateful for it. But it hasn't come easy, and I haven't always had this. I've had to make some really tough decisions in my life, and you know, I'm 32, and at my age society tells us that we should be married and have kids by now. And I'll be honest, I definitely thought that I'd be there by now, and I've kind of took the choices that have got me to where I am, and I'm actually really happy with where I am, because it's led me to a man that I feel is like completely my soulmate, and I'm so happy and so in love with him. I feel so grateful, and it's because I made these decisions, and because I raised my standard of what I wanted in a relationship. That's why I'm here, and why I'm able to have these kind of conversations with you today. So I hope you found today like really beneficial and useful, and please feel free to share your comments and share your views and what you think is a successful relationship, and what you think is the reason why your relationship is so good, or maybe why your relationship didn't go or last. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much again for listening, and I will absolutely be checking in with you tomorrow for day 4. But please share and subscribe and like, because that just helps me grow my channel, and every time I see someone that's viewed it, I'm just super happy, and it just absolutely makes my day, even if it's probably just my mum and dad. Mum, dad, love you. But yeah, it would just, I just want to share like all the things that I learn, and just kind of keep moving forward and doing all these amazing like 10 habits for that transformation, but also just to kind of put myself out there and keep going. Yes, it's really daunting, and it can be quite scary, but you know, at the end of the day, you just got to do kind of what feels right, and you know, I want to be able to give back and try and make a difference. So thank you again for listening. I'm sending you so much love, gratitude and thanks and blessings. Hope you're having a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow. And now I've got to find my little sticks. Hopefully that will work. Let's see, it didn't. Why is this happening? Okay, it's not happening again, but thank you so much. Bye.